Why do some people seem to achieve the impossible, while others, with all the talent in the world, stay stuck? It's not luck. It's not a gift. It's something that feels so common, so simple, that most people overlook it. True excellence isn't about natural talent. It's about the daily decisions that seem insignificant at first. Think of extraordinary success as an equation. While everyone else is chasing complex formulas, the answer has always been in the small numbers, the seemingly trivial details. Excellence isn't magic, and it's definitely not out of your reach. If you've always believed that success is reserved for the chosen ones, it's time to change that mindset. The secret is right in front of you. The question is, are you willing to see it? The idea that success depends on some special gift is a myth as old as time. Since we were kids, we've been taught to admire people who seem born with natural talent. Prodigy musicians, math geniuses, extraordinary athletes. But what if I told you it's all just a well-packaged illusion? On the surface, it seems obvious. Some are chosen, and others aren't. But if you dig deeper, you'll see a different story. Psychologists like Angela Duckworth and studies like Daniel Chambliss's observations of Olympic athletes show that what we call talent is actually the sum of consistent effort and simple habits over time. Take a virtuoso violinist, for example. They didn't start out playing perfectly. They began like anyone else, awkward notes and daily practice sessions that most people would find boring. While others chased quick results, they focused on the process, building something that eventually became exceptional. Here's the twist. What we think of as extraordinary is really just the result of small, consistent actions. Talent might open a door, but it's effort and perseverance that keep you inside. If the myth of talent has held you back from trying something because you think you're not born for it, it's time to let go of that idea. What seems out of reach is actually much simpler than you think. True excellence doesn't come from big leaps or magical moments. It's built slowly, quietly, through seemingly mundane routines. Sounds contradictory, right? After all, we're taught to believe that success is the result of epic bursts of inspiration. But the truth is far from that. Take Olympic swimmers studied by Daniel Chambliss, for example. They didn't train in extraordinary ways. Instead, they practiced simple movements, repeated endlessly. Same drills, same schedules, same small improvements. While others searched for shortcuts or radical methods, these athletes relied on consistency. Routine works because it takes the weight off decision-making. It's not about feeling like doing something. It's about creating a habit stronger than your excuses. Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, points out that discipline, the ability to keep going even when motivation fades, is one of the greatest predictors of success in any field. Now think about your own life. How many times have you started something with enthusiasm, only to quit because you got bored or felt like the results were too slow? The key to overcoming this is mindset. Every repetition, every practice, every attempt that feels insignificant is actually a solid step toward excellence. Discipline is the engine, but routine is the road. That's what separates dreamers from achievers. It's not about working harder, but about working consistently. And here's where many people fail. They underestimate the power of small actions done repeatedly. So ask yourself, what are you doing every day to build the person you want to become? Because what feels ordinary today will inevitably become extraordinary tomorrow. When we think of excellence, it's easy to picture someone incredibly talented, as if they were born for success. But the reality is quite different. Great achievements are often built on a solid foundation of effort, failure, and, above all, perseverance. Let's start with Michael Phelps, the greatest swimmer of all time. Many believe he was born to dominate the pool, but what truly set him apart wasn't his physique or genetic predisposition. It was his unshakable commitment. Phelps trained every single day. Yes, every day, even on Christmas and New Year's. He understood that consistency was the key. What seemed like an impossible sacrifice to most was his strategy for pushing the limits of both body and mind. It wasn't just about winning competitions, it was about improving by 0.01 seconds, even when no one was watching. Another example is Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast in history. Simone not only faced physical challenges, but also overcame enormous emotional and mental hurdles. Her journey wasn't easy. She excelled in an incredibly competitive and demanding sport, where even the smallest mistake could cost a medal. Simone worked tirelessly, day after day, to perfect her skills. But what's truly inspiring is her courage to acknowledge her limits and address them head on, proving that excellence also means knowing when to step back and take care of yourself. These athletes share a common trait. It wasn't about raw talent, but how they dealt with challenges. Both Phelps and Biles turned practice into an art form, understanding that true greatness isn't just about what happens on the main stage. It's about the relentless work done behind the scenes. The lesson is clear. Perseverance is more powerful than talent. It's the ability to keep going, even when no one is watching, even when it feels impossible. After all, it's not the fastest or strongest who wins the race. It's the one who keeps running. Excellence never happens in isolation. It is shaped not only by individual effort, but also by the environment and daily routines that sustain progress. This brings us to a powerful concept, the idea that the right environment doesn't just influence success, it often determines it. Take Michael Phelps, for example. Beyond his extraordinary dedication, his environment was designed to maximize his potential. He had a coach who believed in his ability to push boundaries. His routine was meticulously planned, from time spent in the pool to rest periods. Everything, from his diet to recovery exercises, was aligned with the ultimate goal of excellence. This shows that the right environment, whether physical, social, or mental, is a catalyst that transforms effort into extraordinary results. And this doesn't apply only to sports. Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, explains how consistency is amplified through the creation of deliberate habits. Routines aren't just repetitive tasks. They establish a system of automatic action that removes the need to rely on fleeting motivation. In other words, you don't always need to feel inspired, but you must always stay committed. Another fascinating example is the concept of mundane routines, presented by Daniel Chambliss in his study of excellence in swimming. He observed that the best swimmers didn't perform extraordinary feats, but mastered the basics with exceptional precision day after day. Tying shoelaces, stretching, breathing in rhythm, these seemingly trivial details were what separated the champions from everyone else. Excellence doesn't require perfect environments or ideal conditions. What it does require is the ability to create a space, whether physical or mental, where you can thrive. Choose friends, mentors, and activities that encourage your best self. After all, greatness isn't a single act. It's a system in constant evolution. True excellence isn't reserved for the few chosen ones, or those born with a special talent. It's accessible to anyone willing to understand the process and commit to it. It's the sum of daily efforts, persistence through challenges, and the power of turning routine into a powerful ally. Think about this. The next time you find yourself admiring someone who seems unreachable, remember that what you're seeing is just the end result, the tip of the iceberg. What you don't see are the countless hours of practice, the failures overcome, and the small steps that led to that moment. And the best part, you can walk that path too. Don't be intimidated by the idea that you need to be special to achieve great things. Start where you are, with what you have, and be consistent. It's not about big leaps. It's about small steps taken with purpose every single day. It's about creating an environment that fosters progress and surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential. Excellence doesn't demand perfection. It demands intention. Every choice you make, every habit you adopt, and every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow and move closer to your goal. So now it's your turn. What can you do today, right now, to start this journey? Don't wait for the perfect moment, the talent you think you need, or the approval of others. Excellence is within your reach. It's within you. The first step begins now.